Are you kidding me? Just when you think the San Francisco 49ers have made a splash, address a need, and solidified a position group, the whispers start. The cap gymnastics begin. The potential roster casualties emerge. We just celebrated bringing in a legitimate pass-rushing threat in Bryce Huff, a move that felt like a power-up for this defense. And now, the conversation immediately shifts to, who might they ever get rid of? Is this team ever going to escape the gravitational pull of its own salary cap issues? Let's talk about the latest name popping up in trade speculation and the frustrating financial reality facing the Niners. That's right. The addition of Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles was undoubtedly a positive step for the San Francisco 49ers. It added a proven, productive pass rusher to a defensive line that, while star-studded at the top, could always benefit from more rotational depth and a consistent threat off the edge. But in the intricate world of NFL roster management and the ever-present constraints of the salary cap, every acquisition can trigger a reevaluation of the existing personnel. And in this case, the spotlight has quickly turned to defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos. The idea of trading Gross-Matos was recently highlighted by Gary Davenport over at Bleacher Report as a move the 49ers should seriously consider before the 2025 season kicks off. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Depth is crucial, especially on the defensive line. And you're absolutely right. Injuries happen. Players need rotation to stay fresh. And having quality backups is essential for a team aiming for a Super Bowl. However, Davenport's suggestion isn't just about football. It's heavily influenced by the financial landscape the 49ers are currently navigating. For San Francisco, flexibility has been a rare commodity lately. Their roster is top-heavy with expensive stars, which is great for on-field talent, but leaves very little wiggle room when it comes to making significant moves or absorbing large contracts. When you're looking to create cap space or acquire assets via trade, your options are often limited to players who either have large, movable contracts or who aren't considered absolutely indispensable. And just to put one persistent rumor to bed right now, Davenport, and frankly, anyone with a basic understanding of the salary cap, quickly dismissed the idea of trading wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The significant bonus money the 49ers have already paid Ayuk this offseason means trading him now will result in a catastrophic amount of dead money against the cap, making a financially illogical move, regardless of the contract negotiation status. So, if you're looking for cap relief or trade assets, Ayuk isn't the guy. This narrowed the focus to other players, and Gross-Matos is one whose name comes up. Now, let's talk about Yetur Gross-Matos' performance and, consequently, his trade value. Davenport himself admits that suggesting there's a robust trade market for Gross-Matos after his 2024 season might be a stretch. Let's look at the numbers from his first year in San Francisco. For sacks, on the surface, that's okay for a rotational player. But, and this is a critical detail, 3 of those 4 sacks came in a single game. That means in the other 16 games he played, he recorded just 1 sack. He also finished the season with a career-low 19 total tackles. Those statistics don't exactly scream high-demand trade asset. They suggest inconsistency and perhaps a limited impact outside of one outlier performance. Because of this relatively modest reduction in 2024, Davenport doesn't believe the 49ers would get much back in a trade for Gross-Matos. We're likely talking about a late-round draft pick, a 6th or maybe even a 7th rounder. That's not the kind of return that fundamentally alters your team's future. However, Davenport doesn't completely rule out the possibility that some team might still be interested. Why? Because Gross-Matos is still relatively young at 27 years old, and he was a former 2nd-round draft pick. Some NFL teams are willing to take a flyer on a player with that pedigree, hoping a change of scenery and a different coaching staff or scheme might help them unlock the potential that led to them being drafted so high. They might believe they can coax better football out of him in a new environment. So, while the return wouldn't be significant, the possibility of a trade partner exists. From a purely football perspective for the upcoming 2025 season, keeping Yetur Gross-Matos makes perfect sense. He's under contract. He provides depth at a premium position, and he's not scheduled to be a free agent until 2026. If the 49ers are concerned about defensive line depth, and after the wear and tear that unit takes over a long season and playoff run, They absolutely should be. Keeping him on the roster is a logical football decision for this year. However, the driving force behind the idea of trading Gross-Matos isn't his on-field performance in a vacuum. It's a potential financial relief it could provide. Trading him would generate a significant $7.82 million in salary cap savings for the 2025 season. In the tight world of the NFL cap, that's a substantial amount of money that could be used to extend a key player, sign a veteran free agent to fill another need, or simply provide much-needed flexibility throughout the season for injury replacements or other roster moves. But, and this is where the headache comes in, trading Gross-Matos also comes with a significant financial penalty in the form of dead money. It would leave $6.61 million in dead money on the books spread out over 2 seasons, $1.65 million counting against the cap in 2025, and a more substantial $4.96 million hitting the cap in 2026. And this is the core of the dilemma, the frustrating reality for the 49ers. San Francisco currently holds the dubious distinction of leading the entire National Football League in dead money. They have a staggering $92.65 million tied up against their salary cap for players who are, for the most part, no longer on the team. Think about that. Nearly $100 million in cap space being eaten up by players who aren't contributing a single snap on the field. This mountain of dead money is largely a result of past roster decisions, cuts, and trades. The only significant exception is fullback Kyle Juszczyk, whose cap hit and dead money are intertwined due to his off-season release and subsequent re-signing at a lower number. The recent trade of wide receiver Deebo Samuel, while potentially necessary for other roster reasons, added a massive $34.1 million alone to the 49ers, already league-leading dead money total. After making a move that significantly inflated their dead money figure, the 49ers front office might be extremely reluctant, perhaps even outright unwilling, to add even more dead money to the books by trading Yetur Gross-Matos, especially when the trade return is minimal and the dead money penalty in 2026 is nearly $5 million. It feels like taking one step forward in 2025 cap savings just to take a step and a half backward in future cap health and add to an already embarrassing dead money total. So, the San Francisco 49ers are faced with a classic NFL tightrope walk. Trading Yetur Gross-Matos provides immediate and significant salary cap relief for the upcoming 2025 season. Money they could definitely utilize to address other needs or gain flexibility. However, it comes at the cost of adding to their league-leading dead money total, particularly impacting their 2026 cap, and it means sacrificing valuable depth on the defensive line, a unit that requires rotation perform at a high level throughout a long season. Keeping him provides that needed depth and avoids further inflating the dead money figure, but it means foregoing at almost $8 million in immediate cap savings. It's a tough decision that highlights the complex financial situation the 49ers find themselves in. Given their current dead money burden, the more conservative approach might be to keep Gross-Matos for the depth and swallow the cap hit rather than adding fuel to the dead money fire. But until a move is made, every option remains on the table for this front office. All right, Niners fans, that's the frustrating reality of the Yetur Gross-Matos situation and the 49ers cap space. It's a tough call for front office. Now, I want to know what you think. Should the 49ers prioritize immediate cap savings and trade Gross-Matos, even if it means adding to the dead money and losing depth? Or should they keep him for the depth and avoid further complicating their future cap situation? Let me know your take, your Capology insights, and your predictions in the comments section below. I read every single one. And hey, if you appreciate us breaking down these complex roster and financial situations for you, please do us a massive favor and smash that like button right now. Seriously, hitting that like button is the best way to support the channel and ensure we keep bringing you these in-depth, exclusive reports. Drop a comment, hit the like, and let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back soon with more breaking news and analysis on your favorite teams.